happy birthday.
Thank you, sir.
Happy 80th birthday.
Thank you. And it's something that's worth celebrating because not a lot of people reach the age of 80 in Malaysia
And work out.
and actually enjoy going to the gym and working out. You've got to do something when you're 80. You can't sit at home and do nothing. I mean, a lot of people sit home, scroll the phone, eat cookies, fall asleep, and do the same all day.
And wear diapers.
At the end of the day, you know, your health's very important. Now, my father died when he was 46 of leukemia, but my mother, who was Jewish and her parents came from Ukraine, she died at 92. So I'm glad I've got her genes. But with Matt Ate, it's not that his genes, because his wife's as old as he is, or nearly as old as what he is.
Yes, exactly.
So whatever his lifestyle is or whatever he's done, as long as it's not difficult to follow, people need to be like that, because the secret of it is it's not looking 80 or not looking 90, it's looking 60 when you're 80 and when you're 90.
Betul feel ni pancreatic cancer
Sama saya Dr. Roland Victor.
satu benda yang one of the worst stress can happen bila you makan tak sedap.
Saya punya culture kena makan nasi.
Zaman moden. That every second of your life you either earn or learn.
Batu Medic Show, and welcome to another episode of Lesung Batu Medic Show with me, Dr. Roland. So, is age really a number for your fitness? The answer is no. And today, I would invite one of my close colleagues in the gym that has been working out from day one since the gym has opened. So with me, Leslie, first of all, happy birthday.
Thank you, sir.
Happy 80th birthday.
Thank you.
And that's a huge landmark to be 80.
Yes, it is a huge landmark, and it's something that's worth celebrating because not a lot of people reach the age of 80 in Malaysia
And work out.
and actually enjoy going to the gym and working out and doing the exercise. But you've got to do something when you're 80. You can't sit at home and do nothing. I mean, a lot of people sit at home, scroll the phone, eat cookies, fall asleep, and do the same all day.
And wear diapers.
Well, at the end of the day, you know, your health's very important, but you've got to do what you want to do.
Yeah, so I'm just going to give a bit of story. I remember recalling that you came from the UK, sort of like in the early 2000s. Am I right?
Yeah, 2000. I think 2006, the first time I came here.
Yeah.
Eventually 2008 would be the time. No,
Yeah.
2004 I came.
2004. And I recall the very early moments when I think we were not in communication at that point, but I recalled you sort of maybe 2010 when the Wangsa Walk Celebrity Fitness Gym was open, and you were already there. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you start gymming? Were you a very active person in your younger days, or this is something absolutely new?
No, never seen a gym in my life. Never done any exercise. Did a little bit of walking.
A little bit of dancing, I guess.
No,
In the
we used to
60s?
do a lot, in the 60s we used to do a lot of nightclub dancing, but it was after about 6 or 7 pints of beer, so you did all this entertainment. But no, not a fit guy, probably overweight, but not difficult to be overweight in Malaysia with the food you've got. So, the reason going to the gym, I think probably boredom, want something to do.
So what attracted you to go into the gym? I mean, you've never been there, and then that probably will be... you were 60 plus, I guess, at that point when you joined.
Yeah, I'd be 60. I would be, yeah. If it's been open, 2000, when did it open? 2009. Was 2009, so it's 11, 13. So it's
16 years ago.
Yeah, it's a few years ago. I don't know. I went in before it opened and filled all the forms out, and then went there and paid the deposit, and off I went, and then went into the gym and thought, and then it's not. You soon, I think, because you came from England to Malaysia, and you made Malaysia your home. Then I think it was not very difficult to go and do the gym because you'd already got the confidence to go and do different things, and I think you wanted to do something. But by the time I've done the gym in the morning, and then I've been for breakfast, and then in the afternoon I go and do 2,000 steps in the swimming pool, then I have a sauna, then I have a shower. But to me, to occupy the day is what I want to do. I don't want to go home and wonder what I'm going to do, because when you get to this age, what I'm going to do means you go to sleep. And if you go to sleep in the afternoon and then you go to bed at night, you kind of sleep. So
So run us your routine on a daily basis, and how early you're up.
daily basis is up 5:30 in the morning, breakfast 6:30, and then 6 o'clock go to the gym, and then go and do some small exercises and some maybe a bit of a treadmill or something. And then the classes usually start. The class this morning started at 7:10. And then finishes like 7:45, and then the other class starts at 8 o'clock, finishes nearly 9 o'clock.
So you do 2 classes almost a day.
2 days of the week I do 2 classes. The rest, Tuesday I do 1 class, Friday I do 1 class, and then Saturday morning I do 1 class. Then after that I usually go and have a sauna for 15 minutes, and then usually go and have a shower, and then I can get dressed and I go out. And then from there, then I go for ampang for breakfast. And then I have like fish and chip for breakfast or chicken chop for breakfast.
So you still like your fried stuff?
Well, I go to a place, there's a Chinese guy that does a lot of Western food, and I can rather have that or I can have omelette and thingy. But when you get older, you don't have an appetite. You don't feel hungry, but your tummy's rumbling. So what you have to do is look back and think, well, when was the last time I ate? So no wonder I feel weak, because it was like 6 hours and I've not had a lot.
And you had 2 classes, in fact.
And you've had all this exercise. So then I go and eat, and I spend 2 hours in there because I've got a friend there that's just recovered from cancer. So we drink Chinese tea and we have food. And everybody chit-chats, and 12 o'clock I come from there. Then normally I go shopping. I like going shopping because I go to Giant shopping, and I can park the car there, and they have a lot of. I like to go around and see about all these things that are nearly on run out date and very cheap. And because my mother was Jewish, so it makes me think. Well, so I go around and I buy all these things, and I think, I buy 500 grams of cornflakes the other day, 6 ringgit. I buy 10 eggs, 4 ringgit. And then I'll go and buy a chocolate gatto.
Okay.
Right, and it's got 40% off. So I take it home, and then I chop it up, and then at night time, about 9 o'clock, 8:30, I have it with ice cream on the top. Now, people will say, you shouldn't be eating food like that at 9 o'clock at night. But I'll tell you what, it tastes ever so good, and I don't have any trouble sleeping. Then I go to bed 9:30, and 5:30 in the morning I get up again.
Routine.
Yeah. But
So did you spend time like catching up with news and TV?
Well, I watch my own TV and I watch YouTube. I watch the English news, but after a while it gets very boring. So I put YouTube on. I listen to a lot of music on YouTube. And the thing is with YouTube, you've got a choice. If you're in this mood, you can watch that. If you're in this mood, you can watch that. I also watch a lot of graves. They have a grave section on where they go around and look at and tell you the history of the grave. And that's quite fascinating, and you learn about all the film stars and how they passed away and the life stories, and it's quite fascinating. But it's a fantastic big section on it, and people are making a living on YouTube, just going around explaining who the person was that was, how old he was and what he passed away of. And it becomes quite interesting.
Understand. So looking at one who has achieved the 80 milestone, you grew up in England. I mean, technically post World War.
Well, I was born in 1945, so
Yeah, exactly. The war just ended at that point.
So I was.
You are the perfect baby boomer, I guess.
Yeah, but in the wartime, the parents would. I mean, we were lucky. We had a council property which is owned by the council, which is the government, and then you pay every week. You pay the council things, but we had things like luxuries. A house in them days that had a toilet inside was a luxury.
I see.
Most of the toilets were outside, and they didn't have a bath. If you wanted to have a bath, there was a tin tub on the wall, and they filled it full of water. And the father got in first, and then the mother got in, and you kids were in last.
Wow.
Same water, and that's how you lived. But we were quite lucky, and in them days, when we were very young, we had lots of playing areas, lots of fields, and children entertained themselves. Used to play football or cricket or ride your bicycle, and it was quite a good time to learn up. The 50s was getting better because in the 40s there was still a lot of things on ration, so food was quite scarce. And the mother used to do the cooking, and if you didn't eat what was put in front of you, in them days you got it for the next meal. They didn't, if you left anything, when you come down and sat the next meal, you got what you left because there was no food, there was no fridges, there was hardly any washing machines, so nothing could keep. You couldn't keep anything because there was nothing, no fridges, anything, and food was like. I mean, the story that I'll tell you now is about milk. When we were very young, when we first went to school, we used to get a little bottle of milk every morning.
Glass bottles.
Yeah, a little glass bottle. Now, about 10 o'clock, you used to have it. By 10:30, it'd gone stale.
Why?
Because whatever's in the milk or whatever's in, but after a couple of hours, it'd gone off. It's gone up. So now I go to the supermarket and I pick my milk up. It's not even in a fridge, all right? It's got a run-out date of 12 months. And I'm going, well, wait a minute. When I was young, it only lasted a couple of hours. Now it's lasted more than 12 months, and it's not even put in the refrigerator. So what have they done with the milk?
That's good. That's what. There's two things. One is technology. Second is like how much of chemicals and processed items that we've added into our life. So the thing that we also have today is like a lot of people getting sicker today because they never grew up with quality and fresh items. I mean, here we can see like our old grandparents and all saying that, oh look, they had the whole backyard filled with vegetables. They had their own cattle. They had their own goats that they would rear and slaughter them to consume.
Yeah, but
it's probably the same thing that you mentioned.
Is there too many additives in the food now? And I mean, you can get something that looks like chicken and tastes like chicken, and it's nothing to do with chicken.
True.
So if they can do that with that, I mean, what they're doing with everything else, and what harm is the food that we're eating causing us? I don't know, but you can't get away from it. Wherever you go. You don't really know what's in it or not. Even when you go out for a meal, you don't know what's in it.
So coming back to your workouts, I mean, you enjoy a lot of cycling classes in the gym. I mean, and some of the classes I do participate like occasionally because I like the weights. They're quite intensive.
Well, there is intense. You have a wheel on the bicycle, and the more you turn the wheel up, the harder the pedals become.
Yeah.
So you'll see a lot of people in the gym and the bums are going boom, 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 boom. And it's because they don't want to turn the wheel up. So if you don't turn the wheel up, your legs are doing 100 miles an hour and your bum's going like that. And it's not that good for the body. But most people don't turn the wheel up. They will. That's the way they will go it.
Do you turn the wheel up then?
Yeah, 100% turn the wheel. You turn the wheel up. I mean, when you've been doing it for a long time, and I've ridden the same bicycle from day one, the same position in the gym. Because when I first joined the gym, there was a row of us, and we all joined. It was like man and wife, man and wife, man and wife, and there's only me left. So I'm in the middle. So this is the second bike that's had there, and I've been in the same position all the time. Right. So when I go in the morning, I'm first in the gym, so then I can reserve the bicycle. But if you don't turn the wheel, it's a bit like anything. If you don't
put the pressure on,
you say to yourself, well, what is the point? I mean, some people go to the gym because it looks good. It looks good on the CV. And before COVID, the gym was full of some and a lot of the ladies go, they're all wealthy. And then after COVID, nobody came back.
Maybe they took the jab and they didn't come back.
No. What they did is they needed an excuse to get away from the gym without losing face. So when COVID come up, that was the excuse to go. And a lot of the ladies that are very attractive do not go to the gym anymore.
Why do you think so?
Because they went into the gym because it looks good. They've got the friends there. And the people who are dedicated to the gym, they go genuine. And their friends are these people on the edges who want to go to the gym, but they don't want to really do the exercise. They just want to be part of the party.
So it's like a social club. But I observe, I mean, being much more younger than the other members in the gym, especially with the colleagues around us, not mentioning names here, but I always see that also as some form of mental gym. That means there's some form of discussion. Sometimes there's some chit chat among the more senior guys in the gym, because you need that. And I think that is also a component of socializing.
I think you're right. I think a lot of people use the gym as an outlet, especially those who don't work, as an outlet for somewhere to go, and they're going to go. They're going there to do some exercise, whether it's treadmill or what. They're not really that serious in doing it, but it's just they go there because I'm a gym member. It looks good.
At least they're doing something.
Well, at least they're doing something. But they're also going there and chit chat and talking and become part of this group and part of that group. And people.
And you have your after coffee sessions and also lunch sessions sometimes.
Well, yeah, you have your lunch sessions and you get to know a lot of people. And when you come to Malaysia as a foreigner, there's things you must do. You must be humble. You must follow procedure. Don't speak out of line and just come back and then make your conversation and don't be somebody so they're going to compare you.
I think whatever happens in just acquaintance in the gym should just be there, because we need to actually respect a lot of people's space.
Yeah.
And if we have too much of conversations in the gym, then we also remove them from their workout routine.
Because then if
you disrupt their workout routine.
Yeah, then if they know too much about you, then maybe they get a bit critical.
But I see the gym sometimes as family. Sometimes you see the discipline that everybody puts up. I mean, we show up almost at the same times. We show up at sort of like the same schedule. We show up like to each other to show some form of commitment. Like, hey, we are here. We're doing the run. You're doing the push and pull. I mean, it's like we're always there. It's like sort of like.
But you're a popular guy, because how many people come to you and say, "Oh, yeah, I got this problem and that problem," and then
but that's what doctors get all the time. Whether it's at the store, whether it's a family reunion, whether it's at wedding, everybody wants to try to sneak a consult.
Yeah,
Nobody asks an engineer like, "Hey, I got to do this construction or renovation at my house in a wedding." No, they will never ask. But
a doctor, they will do. They'll say, "Well, I've got this pain and I've had this pain a long time," and you're going, and you've got to give them an answer now. You've got to make sure that the answers.
Probably next time we just take out name card. See you in my office.
Well, that's probably the best answer, because people will tell you something. I mean, I'm a firm believer that people say to me, "I'm going for a yearly checkup." I say, "Why you want to go for a yearly checkup?" "I want to see whether my blood pressure's high or my thing is high." I said, "Well, if it's high, what are you going to do?" "I don't know." So I don't want to go. People say to me, "Go and have a checkup." I said, "I don't want to check. I don't want to know if my blood level's high or cholesterol's high or this is high." I mean, I'll tell you one more story. When I came to Malaysia, and I think about 10, 12 years ago, my missus says, "Go and get your glasses sorted out." So I went to the optician and I had sunglasses made, and then reading glasses, then long distance glasses. So I said, okay. So my missus goes every year and has new glasses. I say, "When did you last go to optician?" I says, 12 years ago. I says, why do I need to go to the optician? Because if you go to the opticians after 12 months, you'll 100% need new glasses, because your glasses. I say, I let my eyes go to the glasses. I still wear the same glasses I wore 12 years ago.
I mean, do you still use reading glasses at the moment? No, you still use.
Yeah, I read. I have reading glasses that are still working. Sunglasses I use when I'm driving and the sun's out, and then long distance I use maybe when I'm watching TV. And I think about I thought, no, why don't we let the eyes adjust to the glasses? Why do we need to keep having new glasses every year?
That's a new theory. Okay.
And I don't know whether because if you went every year and you had to have glasses and you had to have your eyes checked, you would 100% not get away with it. So I don't know. You're a doctor.
You're right. And
also the other thing is with the dentist. I used to go to the dentist because over here we've got a lot of dentists, and we've got a lot of dentist people in the gym.
You're right.
And I go to the guy and he says, I said, "Oh, I got tooth broken in here." He says, Is it sharp? No. Is it painful? He says, no. He says, just leave it. He said, if you go to a dentist, they won't do nothing at 80. Scared to do any work. He won't take the tooth out. He said, so now I've got 2 teeth that are broken, and I've got 2 that's missing. But all the rest of my teeth belong to me. So
Nice.
At the end of the day, and you go, you know.
And you mentioned once or twice, I think, in our chats in the gym, you've been to a decent amount of procedures, medical procedures. As much as you say you don't want to get the lens, the glasses fixed and stuff, but you mentioned you had a bypass back in 1993.
1993, I had 2 bypasses.
2 bypass in the same year.
Yes, same operation.
Okay.
They were double bypass because you had 2 blocked arteries.
Okay.
One they could get in and the other one they couldn't. So they said you'll have to have a bypass. So I went in January the 6th. I think I had it done 1993. And then you recover from that, which is not an easy recovery, but you have to recover. And then Malaysia.
But at that point, back in 1993, the world was very different. I think it was we had what war, the Gulf War during that time. The perspective of should I like what did I do to get this in my 50s, and should I recover or should I do something new? Should I change my lifestyle? Did that trigger you at that point? No.
Well, I think the reason why you had it done, I used to smoke quite a lot of cigarettes. Whether that was the reason, I don't know. But I used to live in the countryside, and I went walking one morning, and some of it was uphill, and I wanted to vomit. And then I was playing badminton them days, one night a week. And then I went to the doctors and I said, I got this pain in my elbow and everything. He says, okay, we'll send you for
CG.
Send you to the thing. So I went there and they said, no, you've got 2 blockages. And then they put the dye in and they could get one bubble in, but they couldn't get the other one. Then he said, you'll have to have bypass surgery. So I said, when can I have it? You have to go on the waiting list. So then
How long?
Well, I think I went on the waiting list probably something like November. But I used to ring every week. I say, got cancellation, I'll be there in 20 minutes, can. And then they said, they ring you back. And then they rang me back. They said, you're in tomorrow morning. So off I went. But I'd got the same, I wanted it done.
You had the pursuit, I guess. You had the pursuit to get it.
Yeah, and then I had to have 7 weeks off work because they put metal things in your chest here, and you can't. Once you go in the bed when you've had this done, you go to sleep in the position, you can't move because everything's tied to here, and all your muscles are tied to here. So after 7 weeks, I went back to work and got over from them. But I think that maybe it's not the operation; it's the mental recovery from the operations too. I mean, if you look at all the stories, like going to Gleneagles.
That was right, 2018.
When I went to 2018, when I went to Gleneagles and I had the stents fitted.
What happened there? That was happening in the gym? You were already in the gym at that point.
Oh, yeah. But I've got chest problem, and I went to the doctors and they said, I'll give you a letter saying, do you want an x-ray? So I went to have an x-ray and I sat down and said, I've come for an x-ray, but I said I'm going to have a heart attack. I knew I was going to have a heart attack. I don't know why. And then I finished up in ICU. And by the time my wife parked the car, come back, I was in ICU. And then from there, I went down, and Dr. Lee Heng went down with put the things in your thighs. Followed. He says, you need 3 stents. I go and talk to your wife. So I went to talk to my wife, said, he needs 3 stents, and gave her the price. She said, get any discount? So he says, no, you don't. So, and that would cost me 73,000.
At that, a few years back.
But he did that, and then I went back home from that. But I think at the end.
But usually, most of the time when I mean that was maybe in your early 70s, and when you had that 3 stents, most of them will say like, you know what, I call it quit. I'm not going to work out anymore. This is it. A lot of cardiologists or cardiothoracic surgeons will say, Mr. Leslie, I think you don't have to work out and cycle anymore. You can just stay at home and sit down and just do some walks.
I wanted to, I mean, when I first came back off the pneumonia and I went in.
That was recent. I'm talking about the 2018 one.
Yeah.
How did they stop you from working out?
No.
They said,
No.
proceed.
No, I just went. I don't know. I just went in and I just said, no, can I go back to the gym? Can I go back to the because they put you on a bicycle in the thing to see how you are. But I don't know. You just go in there. I mean, every time I used to go to Dr. Lee Heng's thing, and they used to say to me, "Hello, how are you?" And I used to meet the doctor, sit down. He used to talk about cars and property and people and everything else like that. And he used to check you out, and he used to say, "Okay, yeah, your heart's like." At that time, it was 52.8. I believe it should be somewhere near 60. And then they say, "Well, okay, I'll see you in 6 months." Okay, go.
Nice.
But they put me on blood thinning tablets. So it's good. But I'm not a tablet taker. Well, I am I have to take the tablets, but I don't like taking the tablets.
Okay. But 6 months ago, I mean, you came to me and showed like, "Doc, look at my food. It's a bit swollen on one side." I said,
Yeah.
"Let's just give a couple of days and see whether it's the next thing I know, you were missing from the gym." And then everybody's like, "Where's Leslie?" And then there was like almost like no communication in the close
the
chat group.
pneumonia started.
Yeah.
I'd been to the doctors in the morning, and the main doctor was not there. They had a lady there, and she says, "You need to go to hospital." And I said, "No, I don't want to go to hospital because being very mean and tight, as my wife says, I don't. If I go to hospital, it's going to cost me 20,000 ringgit just to go there." So I didn't go, and then. I don't remember much afterwards. I drove there in the car, and I obviously drove back to the condo. So after that, I don't remember anything. We had people from Singapore staying with us, 2 people. And apparently my wife rung for an ambulance, and the ambulance took a long time coming. So they threw me in the car and took me to Gleneagles. And then I went in, and then I don't remember anything. And the odd times that I woke up in Gleneagles, I didn't know. I thought I'd been kidnapped. I really thought I'd been kidnapped. And when I woke up, all I could see was an office with like windows in it. No people, no furniture, nothing. And then I just think, and I honestly thought I hadn't got a clue where I was. I really thought I'd been kidnapped. And then after 7 days, then I woke up, and then I saw my wife, and then I went into the ward after that. And then they fed me on porridge, not very exciting, but that's all you can take, because if you've got no muscles, how are you going to digest the food? So I stopped in there, and then eventually they let me out. But I had to take a minder home with me, sent me home in an ambulance, and then I went home, and you have to put a nappy on to go to bed, and everything, and I can see why people give up, because when you're like this age and you can't walk and you can't do anything else,
and you lost that much of muscle,
and you lost. I lost at least 12 kilo in the 3 weeks I was in hospital. Because when I come out, I look quite bad. Because they came round from the gym to my thingy. All the guys came to the hospital and found a way to get in the ward. I don't know how they got in the ward, because you're not allowed to go in. But they found a way. Then they came to my house. Then all the girls came and all the boys came from the gym. And my missus was there and everything. So, but I still look quite bad. And then the minder will say, okay, because when the minder picks you up, you were dead weight. I like 73 kilo, dead weight. And he puts his arm around a bit, lifts you up, sends you to bed, you've got a nappy on. You want to go to the toilet? Oh, yeah, I want to go to the toilet. And I give him a rough time, this guy. But I do admire him, Bangladeshi guy, Shah his name was. So, we treated him well. But he slept on the mattress, on the floor, slept with you. And sometimes I used to tell him off to say, "Get out, I don't want to see you." And
but you felt that there was very emotional also at that point. You felt that, would this be the end, with like having pneumonia at that point?
Well, I think you do, but then it becomes a challenge. It becomes a challenge, and you're going, well, I want to do it, and everybody was saying to me, "You shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. Why are you going this?" I mean, eventually I went in the swimming pool. Now, because I go in the swimming pool every day, and it's called resistance training, I'm told. You can walk against the water, then you can walk sideways and backwards. When I went in the water, it was great. Took all the weight off me. I could do what I wanted in the water. I couldn't do it outside, but I could do it. Even walking down the steps to get in the water was hard work. But when you went in a few times, then you build your confidence up. and then you want to do it, and then you want to go back to the gym, you know, and then you want to get in the car and drive the car, and then you want to go shopping. And I mean, the first time I went in the car with my wife, it was a big job to get me in and get me out, and then we went in Mama Shop and had some rotis and a lot of steps. And yeah, and you have to, and even now you have to be very, very careful about the steps, because in Malaysia the pavements are not so good, and there's always a lot of steps. But you have to be
Cautious.
focused. You know, if you see a lot of steps, stop, take your time. When you get out of bed, please sit on the edge of the bed until you come round. If you're going somewhere that's different, think about it. Think about your steps. Think about where you, even when you get up in the house, you've got to be not careful, but you've got to be have the knowledge that, you know, maybe if you fall over, if I fall over, I've got a problem. So
Definitely.
you don't want to fall. I mean, if we fall, then we're gonna damage something, and you're maybe not going to recover from a broken arm or a broken leg. So you have to be extra careful. It's like walking up your steps. Walk up so many, stop. Walk up so many more, stop. But before I came to the gym, I know we had 40 steps.
You calculated everything.
So what I did, in the condo, we've also got one area where you go to a platform, and that's also got 40 steps. So I had to conquer them 40 steps before I could come to the gym. Because if I can't walk up these 40 steps, I ain't going to be able to walk up your 40 steps.
True.
But sometimes the 40 steps are hard. But I'm 80 years old. What do you expect?
Exactly. You don't have a sugar problem, don't you?
No idea.
Great. So you're blessed that you don't have a sugar problem. So I know one thing that you like a lot is your durian.
Yeah, I really enjoy durian, and now that it's becoming quite cheap and it's quite available, is it good for you? Not a clue. And people look at you going, "You like durian?" I say, "Yeah." I said, "You put the durian there and we'll eat it." But we often, and my wife also, we used to buy. In Serai Rampire, there's a man that comes round who sells durian from his Proton Saga, and he's got like false leg, and he's an uncle that we've known for many, and he comes and sells it, and the durian is always good. Any bad durian, he'll replace it. And we used to buy like 200 or 300 ringgits, and I go, "Wait a minute, you spend £60 on £60 on durian? Put it in the freezer, put it in the fridge, then take it out, one tray, and two of us will go through one tray."
No, I would say like if at your age you don't have an issue with sugar or diabetes, I mean they're very blessed because you're able to enjoy your teh tarik. You're able to enjoy maybe 5 or 6 pieces of durian. You're able to do a lot of the things, but some of them at 80 even struggle with just a half a plate of rice to eat because they are on insulin and stuff.
But sometimes I mean, when I went for the medication, when I first left the hospital, they gave me 10 tablets. So and then when I went back after 2 months, I said to the doctor, "Hey, I said I want to buy a new car. I said I got to spend all my money on all this medication." Okay, don't need generic. And he gave me 3 boxes of medication that was quite expensive, free of charge. He said, "We get these as sample, I give you free of charge." Enough for last me 6 months.
Happy, yeah, lucky guy.
So, and then I go back, and then I go to big pharmacy. I say, "You price all these up for me." So they give me the price, and then I go to AA pharmacy, and you price, and then I go to big pharmacy and they say we got no stock. I said, "How can you have no stock of tablets?" I said, "Doesn't the computer tell you when the tablets weren't renewing?" So then I go to AA pharmacy. I say, "You got these tablets?" I said, "Can you match these prices?" "Can." "Okay, you give me the tablet."
So coming to that, I mean, just from a different perspective, what do you think about Malaysian healthcare?
I think it's very good, but I think I like the healthcare. To me, is fantastic, but when it goes to, I think Gleneagles is a fantastic hospital. And how they get away with a grand piano in the foyer, and this guy plays this grand piano, and I'm going, wait a minute, is this a hospital? Then they got shops selling all this food, and then you can get coffee, free coffee with the thing. And I think to myself, wow, it's expensive, but you don't bother so much because it's your health.
But it's going to be way pricier in Europe for the whatever treatment that you received here.
Well, I think at the end of the day, I mean, my missus had to sell a few things to pay the bill because every time you went there, they said, yeah, you've got credit card for... She puts a 20,000 ringgit and they put in there. And she said to me, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. I said, I'm not worried about it. I said, you're paying the bill. Because what we do now is, when I came from England, I put everything in and I give all my money to my wife. So every 2 months I get my pension and I bring it over. So I put it into the joint bank account and my wife would say, I said, you do what you want to do with it. And then in 2 months' time I gave some more money. I said, just give me 500 ringgit, okay? And then I go up. and I leave everything to my missus. Say, I've been to pay this, and I've been to pay. I say, very good, but I don't have any of the worry. I mean,
as long as you get your 500 ringgit, you're fine.
Well, it's like everything. You got 50 ringgit in your pocket, you can eat all day. I mean, I go to the Sarai Rampai, and they got one auntie there, and she does pan meat. I say, okay, I'll have pan meat, and I sit in there and I have pan meat, 8 ringgit, then 80 cents for the thing, and people come and say, hello, uncle, how you doing?
Yeah, I think that last sentence is very important. Like when you're 80, you need that amount of communication. Yeah. You need people around you who remind you who you are, who are probably at the same genre of age, the things, the music you listen to.
Yeah, you need to be
dialogues that you have.
Instead of going around and saying, well, I mean, when I go and get my tyres checked in my car, I go to the same place. Say, you check the tyres, I give you 2 ringgit. So they do that. So, and then when you go and get your car washed, I go to one place. So you do a good job, 15 ringgit, okay, do a good job. Don't do a good job, I not come again. And you get to know the people, and then when you go in and you're not taking your car, they say, hello. Well, there's hardware shops that I go to, and you always go in there, tell them a story, and everything else, and they love it. They love the conversation that you bring in, you tell them a small story, and they'll come outside and say, how are you getting on, and how are you doing this, and how are you doing that, and then you want any help with anything, okay.
Nice. What is your message for people who are in the senior age and think that gym is too late for them, working out is not for them?
I don't really. Well, the thing is, are you ever too old to work out? I don't know. It's all about a mindset. I mean, I don't go to the gym because I've got to go to the gym. I go to the gym because I enjoy the gym. I mean, I go 5:30, I go at 6 o'clock. I'm the only person in the gym. Maybe 1 or 2 people come. But the gym, like, it's a communication place. And you've just got to be a happy guy. I mean, we've had one girl that's just got the all clear from cancer. And she came on, and she's a big player in the gym.
I know her.
And
she knows me from a child.
Says, I'm not bothered about my birthday. You're more important. That you've got the all clear. That's more important to me than my birthday.
Exactly.
And I says, now you're getting your mojo back, because she was a bit. But I mean, the thing is with it. The thing is with cancer is so many cases you hear where it comes back. And it's whether it ever goes out of the mind or not, I don't know. So that's a big thing. But I don't have them problems, that the bypass is really going to work or not going to work, or is the pneumonia. Can you have pneumonia twice? I don't really know whether you can or not. Well, I have to. If I get any sort of congestion in the throat or chest issues, I'm straight to the doctor and let him check me out, because I don't want. But as I say, if I can walk up all them steps. And I know I've walked up them, but if I'm not puffing and panting, that means my lungs are okay and my heart's okay. And one of the tablets I take is a water tablet called Risol.
Yeah.
And it says to take one every day. And I look at them and I go, I don't want to take this because I'm going to go out somewhere. So I take them occasionally. I take them when I go in the swimming pool, because then I've got nowhere. I can get rid of all that. But when the water starts coming off the body, you can go 8 times to the loo.
Yeah, because the medicine will flush a lot of water out of the body.
I don't take it every day, because I think, well, but you know mentally when your body's not right. You either get a feeling or you get something, and when you're not thinking. But when you're 80 years old, you're going to get more of them days, aren't you?
So since you crossed this milestone, What's next?
Well, I'd like a new car actually, but I don't know whether I can get it. My wife says I can drive the big car now, so I don't
Why
really
not?
know, because at 80 years old, what do you want? Nothing really. How long do you want to live? Well, I just want to live as long as I can live, as long as I've got quality of life. I'm okay, and I'm just going to do what I keep doing now. And I mean, I get told off regularly by my wife. But at the end of the day, her English is not that good, so she's only wagging her finger. But I've got some protection today because my mother-in-law's coming. She's 91. My wife's elder sister's coming. She's 72. And then they've got another friend. So we've got a lot of old people coming now for 3 or 4 days. So if anything happens with this and my wife finds out, I've got all this protection. Because although the mother doesn't speak any English, she'll do the thumbs up.
So that's some form of non-verbal communication.
No, and if my wife starts at me, and I go, "Where are you?" and I might go like that. But to have a mother-in-law at 80 is quite unique. I mean, she's had 8 children, and she spends 3 months here and 3 months there, and then comes back and then does that.
Now, do you see her at a yardstick that she's 91 and she's still mobile?
Well,
and she's
I want
coming
to be
along?
91, but I still want to be coming to the gym. But if I can't come to the gym at 91, I don't really know what. But I'm going to stick. When I first came back I was doing like 3 days a week, and then I thought this is quite boring. So then I decided to do the opposite. So I did 5 days a week, 7 classes instead of 3 days and three classes. So I go and do the opposite to what I should do. And if anybody advises me, I don't really take the advice. I know whether it's right or wrong myself. So if anybody says to me, "You shouldn't be doing this at this age," I say, "You show me in writing where it is. Where they tell you, can I do it?" Because nobody knows.
Nobody knows the answer.
No, you
sometimes.
can do it.
Yeah, it's
80.
just sometimes your instinct itself.
Well, if you can't read your own body by the time you get to 90, some days you feel great. Other days you feel a bit, you're not quite right. But usually when I don't feel right, I have to have a look at how much food I've been eating and think, I'm sure I'm some food. So then I'll have 4 rounds of toast with raisins on and a coffee, or I'll have cereal. I drink a lot of the English cereal I have there. So I just go and eat.
So the take-home message is sometimes you just need to enjoy life a bit. Don't be too hard on yourself. Sometimes even you are blessed to eat certain things moderately.
I just eat anything.
Just eat.
The only things
And do the
I don't
exercise.
like is ginger, which I take out. And I've never tried these, but I found when my wife goes out and I go to this one and Genting, and we go to this place that does wonton mee. And my missus will come and say, I order large wonton mee and I'll take some noodles off you. I said, okay. So then the wonton mee comes. Then the chicken feet come. The 2 chicken feet.
You don't like them.
I've never tasted them. And then she eats it with a bit of pork and everything. And then 2 more chicken feet come. Now in England, chicken feet
has no value.
The restaurant would empty. If you put chicken feet, they would run away. But it's supposed to be good for it. So then she has the chicken, and I think there's no. I definitely not could eat chicken feet. I mean, I can eat the heart, the neck, the giblets, eat anything, but chicken feet. Sorry, not chicken feet.
Okay.
It's a delicacy.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very high in collagen fat.
Yeah, and it's dipped, and it comes out with curry and everything, and it's a big, and it's got a big bowl full of them. He ain't got a few. He's got a big bowl.
Correct.
And she'll say, "No, I want to go out and have chicken feet." But my wife's a very good cook. But like all Chinese, they make enough for 10 people instead of 2. I mean, we've just finished pork curry. But there was enough pork curry for about 4 people, and I've been eating it for the last 2 nights, and now I've got to the end of it. So.
Nice.
But
So I got one more last question. So as we speak today, if you know Dr. Mahathir, who was our Prime Minister last time, is just celebrating his 100th birthday, like a centurion. What do you think about him being very sharp at his age, still being mobile, still being very wise.
A lot of old
with
days
things.
they put to genes. Now, my father died when he was 46 of leukemia, but my mother, who was Jewish and her parents came from Ukraine, she died at 92. So I'm glad I've got her genes. But with Matt Attie, it's not that his genes, because his wife's as old as he is, or nearly as old as what he is.
Yes, exactly.
So whatever his lifestyle is or whatever he's done, as long as it's not difficult to follow, people need to be like that, because the secret of it is not looking 80 or not looking 90. It's looking 60 when you're 80 and when you're 90, because then people are going, oh, yeah, because old people look at them and go, oh, yeah. If people say to me, how old are you? I say, guess. 65? No. 70? No. They're going, oh, wait a minute. Then you get to 80 and they go, oh, you don't look 80. But I did nothing special. I don't do anything.
I think happiness will be the biggest key.
Well,
Will be the biggest key, because you have a peace of your mind. You feel that you succeeded with a lot of things in your life.
I have nothing I want. Don't regret anything I've done. I've got no pet hates. In Malaysia, you don't have any pet hates. Even the driving you put up with, even when we go out anywhere, anything. And I think when you come to a country like this, you come over with an empty sheet of paper. So if you sat at traffic lights and a bloke was like this across the front of you, in England there'd be a fight and somebody would get injured. And you're looking and you're going, well, I think he's going to go across the front of me. Go across the front of me. So what? So when you come to Malaysia, there's a lot of things that you don't want. But when you come, you've got to want to come and want to stay, because everybody says, I know a lot of people who've come to Malaysia, got Malaysia second home. After 5 years, they go back. I say, what are you going back for? I missed the 4 seasons. And when I talked to them on the phone, I said, what are you doing now? I said, I've got a council flat, like one room, and I've got like, and I think they go because the health issue. They're scared in case they have to pay the health issue. But, at the end of the day, you can't go through life worrying about your health.
True. Very true.
You've just got to get on with it. You've got to go out and enjoy it. And if all right, if you have a problem, you have a problem. But my wife says to me, don't worry about it. I mean, she's got a lot of children. She's got a lot of sisters. And I'm sure the whole family would gather together and
fix it
and chip in. And then she says to me, don't worry about it. And I think when you go out and you have to do certain things or get rid of certain things we tried to sell the car, but because the car was 10 years old, we couldn't really get any value for it. So this is one of these things meant to be. So I said, so when I come out, I said, what are you doing with the car? Like, what's the car about it? Like 15,000 ringgit because it's 10 years old. I said, no man, you bring it back. So they went out and they brought the car back, and then I put the car in the car park down below. And then I get in the car and I drive it and I think, oh, it's 10 years.
Okay, wow. Thank you so much for
I hope it does.
Joining us today.
I hope it does a lot of good and it's positive to people and makes you think you can be 80 and there is a life.
Correct.
So we'll have this conversation in 10 years' time when I'm 90.
Yes.
But I think maybe aren't we struggling to get up them steps?
We'll find another place then. Leslie, once again, happy birthday, happy 80th birthday.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for coming to Lesung Batu Medic Show to share your aspirations as a person at your age to do workouts, to stay fit, and to enjoy life and not be grumpy and old. Okay, with that, don't forget to like and subscribe to Lesung Batu Medic Show on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and also on Instagram. Until we meet next time, kita lesung kau.